What if I told you one of Avatar's greatest heroes was hiding in plain sight the entire time? Long before Toph Beifong became a fan-favorite member of Team Avatar, she was secretly dominating underground earthbending tournaments under a completely different identity. No one knew who she was. No one knew where she came from. She would appear, defeat every challenger with unbelievable skill, then vanish without leaving a single clue behind. Even the strongest earthbenders in the arena believed the mysterious Blind Bandit was nothing more than a legend. But for Aang, finding this mysterious fighter wasn't just another adventure. It was the only way he could learn earthbending before facing Fire Lord Ozai. The search begins at a local earthbending academy, where Aang and his friends question the students who had witnessed the tournament. Unfortunately, nobody can tell them where the Blind Bandit actually lives. Everyone repeats the same story. She fights, she wins, and then she disappears. It's almost like she never existed. At first, it seems like another dead end. But then Aang remembers something important. Back in the mysterious swamp, he had a vision. He didn't just see a powerful earthbender. He saw a young girl dressed in white standing beside a flying boar. That tiny detail suddenly changes everything. The flying boar isn't random at all. It's the official symbol of the Beifong family, the wealthiest and most influential family in the entire Earth Kingdom. Naturally, Team Avatar heads straight to the Beifong estate. But there's one problem. Everyone insists the Beifongs don't even have a daughter capable of earthbending. As far as the public knows, their only child is a fragile blind girl who spends nearly all of her time protected inside the family mansion. On the surface, that story sounds believable. But behind those massive walls, the truth couldn't be more different. The moment Aang secretly enters the estate, he finally comes face to face with the legendary Blind Bandit herself. And yes, it's Toph. Calm, confident, and completely unsurprised that Aang managed to find her. But when Aang asks her to become his earthbending teacher, her answer is immediate. No, she has absolutely no interest in joining the Avatar or fighting in the war. To her, that's someone else's problem. Before Aang can convince her otherwise, Toph suddenly cries for help as if strangers have broken into the estate. Within seconds, guards rush in, forcing Team Avatar to escape before they can explain anything. Watching this scene for the first time feels confusing. Why would the strongest earthbender in the world pretend to be helpless? The answer becomes painfully clear only moments later. In front of her parents, Toph transforms into someone completely different. Instead of the fearless champion we saw inside the arena, she acts like a weak, frightened daughter who needs constant protection. Her father truly believes she's too fragile to live a normal life. Even her earthbending instructor lies to him, claiming Toph is still practicing basic breathing exercises and simple beginner techniques. Meanwhile, the audience already knows the truth. This so-called helpless little girl secretly defeated the greatest earthbenders in the kingdom without anyone ever discovering her identity. The contrast is incredible. Inside the arena, she's unstoppable. Inside her own home, she's forced to hide who she really is. And that hidden life explains exactly why Toph refuses to help Aang. She's been trapped between two completely different worlds for years. But that won't stop the Avatar from trying again. Because very soon, a single life-threatening moment will force Toph to make a choice that changes not only her future, but the future of Team Avatar forever. At first, it looks like Aang has completely failed. Toph has rejected him, the Beifong family wants nothing to do with Team Avatar, and his dream of learning earthbending seems farther away than ever. But as Avatar has shown time and time again, the best lessons rarely come when everything is going according to plan. They usually arrive when everything falls apart. Before Aang gets another chance to convince Toph, the story takes a surprisingly funny detour with one of the most memorable episodes in the entire series, the Ember Island Players. Imagine sitting in a theater and watching your own life turned into a stage play. That's exactly what happens to Team Avatar. The actors exaggerate everyone's personalities, turning Katara into an overly dramatic optimist, Sokka into a food-obsessed comedian, and even casting a woman to play Aang. The reactions from the real Team Avatar are priceless. Sokka secretly enjoys how funny his character is, while Aang can't stop complaining that he doesn't sound anything like the actor portraying him. Even Zuko is forced to watch an actor imitate his serious personality almost perfectly, making the rest of the group laugh at just how accurate it actually is. On the surface, the episode feels like pure comedy, but underneath all the jokes, it quietly reminds us how the world sees these heroes compared to how they see themselves. It's one of the smartest pieces of self-parody ever written for an animated series. Meanwhile, Aang's biggest struggle hasn't gone away. Earthbending still refuses to click. Unlike airbending, which rewards movement and flexibility, earthbending demands something completely different. Confidence, patience, standing your ground no matter how frightening the situation becomes. Every time Aang faces a problem, his natural instinct is to dodge it. That's exactly what makes earthbending so difficult for him. Eventually, fate gives him one final test. While traveling through the wilderness, Team Avatar encounters a massive mother beast searching for her missing cub. Sokka becomes trapped underground with no way to escape, and for the first time, running isn't an option. Everyone looks at Aang, knowing only earthbending can save his friend. But fear freezes him in place. He hesitates, he doubts himself, and every second that passes makes the situation even more dangerous. That's when something changes inside him. Instead of stepping backward like an airbender, Aang does the exact opposite. He plants his feet firmly into the ground and faces the danger head-on. In that single moment, he finally understands what Toph had been trying to teach him all along. Earth isn't about force. It's about resolve. The instant Aang stops trying to avoid the obstacle and chooses to confront it, the ground answers him. Massive pillars of rock erupt beneath his feet, and for the very first time, Aang successfully earthbends. It's one of the most satisfying moments in Avatar because the victory isn't just physical, it's emotional. Aang hasn't simply learned a new element. He's overcome one of his greatest personal weaknesses. Watching from a distance, Toph smiles because she realizes something important. Aang didn't master earthbending because someone handed him the answer. He earned it. From that moment forward, she finally agrees to become his teacher, officially joining Team Avatar. Just like that, the group becomes stronger than ever before. But while Aang celebrates learning his third element, another challenge is quietly approaching, one that no amount of earthbending can solve. Because before he can defeat Fire Lord Ozai, Aang will be forced to answer a question far more difficult than mastering any element. Is he truly willing to take a life? With Toph officially joining the group, Team Avatar finally feels complete. For the first time, Aang has a master for air, water, and earth, while Zuko is preparing to teach him the final lessons he'll need before facing Fire Lord Ozai. But before the war reaches its final chapter, the series slows down just enough to give us some of its most meaningful character moments. One of those comes when Zuko introduces Aang to one of the rarest firebending techniques ever created, lightning redirection. Unlike ordinary firebending, this technique isn't about overpowering your opponent. It's about controlling their energy and guiding it safely through your own body before sending it back. As Uncle Iroh once explained, he invented the technique after studying waterbenders, proving that true strength comes from learning from every nation, not just your own. Zuko describes redirecting lightning as both exhilarating and terrifying. For a brief moment, you feel unbelievably powerful. But one mistake means instant death. It's a reminder that even the strongest firebenders fear lightning. Yet despite learning this incredible ability, Aang still faces a much bigger problem. Defeating Ozai isn't simply about winning a battle. It's about deciding whether he's willing to kill another human being. During one of Team Avatar's practice sessions, Sokka creates a hilarious mock battle using a giant melon as the Fire Lord. Everyone plays their role perfectly, attacking from different directions while Aang is supposed to deliver the final strike. But when the moment arrives, he freezes. Even though it's only a melon, Aang can't bring himself to finish the attack. The others laugh at first, but the moment quickly becomes serious. His hesitation reveals something that has been growing inside him for a long time. He doesn't know if he can take a life even to save the world. Later that night, The conversation becomes even more emotional when the group discovers an old photograph of Fire Lord Ozai as a young child. The picture shocks everyone. Instead of the ruthless tyrant they know, they see an innocent little boy smiling at the camera. For Aang, that single image changes everything. It reminds him that even the most dangerous people were once children. He knows Ozai has become a monster, but deep down he still struggles to believe that killing is the only answer. It's one of the strongest moral conflicts in the entire series because there isn't an easy solution. While the rest of the group focuses on strategy, Aang is fighting a battle inside his own heart. Hoping to clear their minds before the final confrontation, Team Avatar decides to take a series of small mini-vacations. First, it sounds completely ridiculous. The fate of the world is hanging in the balance, yet they're talking about sightseeing and relaxing. But those quiet moments become surprisingly important. They remind us these heroes are still just teenagers carrying responsibilities far beyond their age. During one of these outings, they meet an eccentric scholar named Professor Zay, a man obsessed with uncovering the greatest lost knowledge in history. When Sokka asks if he has a detailed map of the Fire Nation, the professor reveals something even more interesting. For years, he's been searching the desert for the legendary library of Wanshirtong, a place said to contain the greatest collection of knowledge ever assembled. According to ancient stories, the library was built by the powerful knowledge spirit himself and holds answers to questions no ordinary person could ever imagine. The moment Professor Zay mentions the library, Sokka immediately realizes this could be exactly what Team Avatar needs. If the library truly contains unlimited knowledge, then maybe, just maybe, it also holds the secret to defeating the Fire Nation. And without realizing it, Team Avatar is about to begin one of the most important adventures of the entire series, an adventure that will change the war forever.